Hey, look at that.
As long as you needed the document.
Participants under this over. Recording in progress. You'll want to mute your speaker. You'll want to mute your speaker. Actually, maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call the
Wait a
meeting.
second, I just want to make sure we're good.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and call the meeting of the Shutesbury Selectboard to order. Today is Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025, and this meeting is a hybrid meeting that is being recorded. In town hall, we have the select board members, our town administrator, Haley Bolton, Matt Horowitz from the Lake Wyola Safety, Boating and Safety Committee, and Frank McGinn and Tom Seifert in the audience. So we will go ahead. I will review the agenda first. So we have public comment to start as usual. Then we will go through minutes, discuss the appointment of Tom Seifert to LWAC, Lake Wyola Advisory Committee, the resignation of Peg Ross from the Shutesbury Personnel Board. We have a contract for inspectional services from the Franklin County Cooperative Inspection Program. Matt is here to present the recommendations and to answer any questions from the Lake Wyola and Boating and Safety Committee, and then a recap on town meeting. One unanticipated item is to sign a letter from the Board of Registrars, letter to Penny Kim regarding
Appointment.
the appointment of registrars, is that right?
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
Democratic Party appointment of
Yes.
registrars for their.
Democratic
Yeah.
Party, right. And then we have the town administrator report. So we'll go ahead and lead off with public comment. So if you have public comment, anybody has public comment, please, who's not in the room, please use the raised hand feature, and I will open it up for public comment. Anybody in the room have public comment? That's okay. Anybody out there in Netherlands? No? No? Okay. All right. Going once. All right, so the next item on the agenda is the appointment of Tom Seifert. Sorry. Oh, the minutes. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Oh, we have minutes from May 20th, 2025. Having just reviewed them. Fresh on my mind.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from May 2025.
Okay, and I will second. Any discussion, any edits?
No, only a thank you for
Yes.
them coming so
Yeah.
quickly.
I know. Thank you, Brennan, for getting the minutes
Yeah.
and keeping up to date. Really
Much
appreciate, yes. Having those done and then posted. We're getting really good at that. So that's wonderful. So all in favor of approving the minutes of May 20th?
Make these Sonia, aye?
Carol, I. Okay, the next item is discussing the appointment of Tom Seifert, and I had spoken with Tom this morning and suggested that we might want to do this appointment when we do all of our town appointments, which is going to be at our next select board meeting on the 17th. And if you're in agreement with that.
It's still allowing you to attend as a member in this fiscal year for your June meeting.
When is their June meeting?
Both by the planning board, both to appoint me for the rest of this fiscal year and for next fiscal year. I'm not certain of their next meeting date.
Yeah, I think what we wanted to do is sort of collapse it, and do all the appointments at one time.
I see Mark Curtis is here. Do you know when their next meeting is?
This is Mark here. I didn't hear Tom's question.
When the next meeting of the Lake Wyola Advisory Committee is.
It's the third Saturday in June. So I guess that's the 21st.
For that, yeah, okay.
Could we do both on the 17th? For the remainder of fiscal year and after the new fiscal year?
Um,
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Mark here. Would it be possible to have a discussion with the LWAC committee about Tom's appointment beforehand? You know, this is the way the Conservation Commission handles it. They make recommendations and then you guys, the select board acts on the recommendations.
Yeah, and in this case, it's not the, it's a representative from the planning board to the LWAC committee, rather than, and I think, if there are concerns, what I've talked to Haley about is having some discussion with you and Tom. So I know you raised some concerns. I don't want to, and I know Tom has some concerns too. I don't want to discuss those tonight. I don't think it's appropriate, but I'd rather do that, but I think it's appropriate to have those, and so that needs to be done in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Before any meeting.
Yeah, that's fine.
That makes sense. Okay. Okay. We have to accept the resignation of Peg Ross from the Shutesbury Personnel Board. Do I hear a motion to accept the resignation of Peg Ross from the Personnel Board?
So moved.
And I will second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Farrell, aye.
I just want to thank Peg for her time on the personnel board.
Yeah.
She was invaluable in that role, and she was the chair for the last couple of years. Haley or Brennan,
Yeah.
there are thank you notes that we used to send to those who resign. I don't know if you check on this. Yeah, you must have it.
Did you hear that, Brennan? About
There's thank you
thank
notes that we used to, when someone resigned, we would send them a thank you note for their service note. You may or may not have a few of those saved somewhere.
Yeah, or we can get some.
Yeah, or make
Yeah.
one. Yeah, great one.
I think the other thing we want to make sure, I'm not as clear on resignations as I am on appointments, but I know that, that we like the town clerk to know. And, obviously Gail, who keeps,
Who does in this case now? Because I think Peg had emailed it to her. So in
Okay.
this case, it's covered,
Okay.
but yeah.
all right. And then, the town moderator does the appointments to the personnel committee and I believe she's already put out a notice about the personnel committee and the finance committee, so.
Because Peg's position was not tied to a committee. Like, mine or April's, the same thing as the planning board to the LWAC. But Peg was that large, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So I just want to make sure the loop
Yeah.
is closed there. Okay, we need to review and sign the contract for inspection services from the Franklin County Cooperative Inspection Program. So this is an annual.
It's for the building inspection program.
Okay,
There's
And-
2 copies. I just need 1 signature.
okay. And, this is in our budget, right? Okay. It's-
Shall we make a motion to?
Yes. Before I sign.
I will make a motion that we sign the
I only wrote my
execute the
first name.
contract for inspection, services through Franklin County Cooperative Inspection Program.
And I will second that. All those in favor signify by
Thank you,
saying aye.
Sonia, aye.
Carol, aye. Thanks for stopping me dead in my
Okay.
tracks. Today is 6.
You send that to me or no?
I sent it to the select board.
Has that come through yet?
No, I sent it, like, yeah, just sent it again.
Oh, you didn't just send it.
No.
Okay,
Send
give
it
me a
again
second.
if you want.
No. I'm, give me 1 minute.
Probably maybe we can have to.
I know, I saw it in the,
There's a PDF for the one with pictures on it. So I'll find share.
Okay,
go.
so Matt, you are going to, I know you did this at town meeting, but you want to just give us a summary of the recommendations and then
I don't
answer
see
any
it here. It's
questions?
not popping up for me.
Or, want me to hop on really quick?
Sure. Go ahead.
We went back to the,
Maybe a couple for me can check.
sorry.
No, this is fine. Google's not the best search engine in email.
No worries. Log back into the Zoom, we shut my microphones out.
I'm gonna do Settles, I'll make it a post. You will. Beautiful picture.
So I did send over to the select board, there was 3 things in particular that was in the charge that we were supposed to accomplish as a committee. So the bylaws, we did it at town meeting, so that one's done. The review how the bylaws enforced was the other one. Any recommended changes on there. The committee, we did have a discussion on that. And we also, we took a vote on that. We were all in alignment with what we recommend there. It's pretty kind of a, general statement, I guess. I'll show that to you in a second. And the other thing was around what kind of education and what kind of public outreach do you want us to, propose to you guys for recommendations. So I have that here, I can show you. That's the bylaws. But on the law enforcement piece, the biggest thing that we came up with was just, collaboration with law enforcement, like activities. We didn't, as a committee, didn't want to say anything specific that, we were dictating. You should do, X amount of patrols on certain days or anything like that, other than, I think it's a welcome presence if law enforcement wants to join in and.
What happened? Is everybody talking? Can hear me, did
I think Matt's is muted. Excuse me, I think Matt is muted, so nobody online can hear him.
Yeah. Oh, the
There, try that. Okay, there you go. The owl, I got it now.
owl's working?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Not sure how much we missed, but that's okay. The other thing was around putting buoys, potentially have the town purchase a buoy and put it in at the boat ramp. The idea there was to put it at 150 feet from where the water's edge is at the boat ramp to give a visual indication of what 150 feet looks like. That's a a distance that we're using in the bylaws pretty prevalently. So it might be a way to do that. Then we also one of the recommendations was work with the Lake Wyell Association for them to put their beach buoys out at 150 feet. I'll take care of that. I'll be at the Lake Wyell Association meeting. We can ask them to do that. We can get a tape measure out and run that from the water's edge out into the lake so that we can show what that looks like as well too. Because we talked about the 150-foot buffer zone, so to speak, or the headway speed zone around the lake. Like that. Then we had, other ideas that we could do potentially down the road, if town wanted to, would be kind of create these flyers. Kind of like a laminated flyer that we could give out at the town hall, give out the library, when there are people that are renting kayaks. They potentially even have some at the boat ramp and those are like little real estate kiosk things where you slip in. So people that are coming new to the lake, not just looking at the sign, actually take a little card, maybe they're little laminated cards we just make up with the rules. So people can be educated when they come onto the lake. Thought that could be good. It could also be a idea if somebody could figure out all the homes in and around the Lake Wyola kind of district, and actually send those to them, actually mail them to them. I was gonna make the same proposal at the Lake Wyola Association to potentially have these even available when people come to the meetings, they can take them, bring them back home, put them on their fridge. So people have a, idea of what the rules are, and make sure that they're up to date.
We could also put a flyer in one of our newsletters that people can,
Yeah, if you're doing digital newsletters, you can slip that right in with that too. or-
hopefully, but if we're doing paper ones. at the time.
Sure, yeah, exactly. I think it's just nice for people to know what's going on. And then we could do, online updates as well too on whether it's on the town websites or like Well Boating Association
Might
website.
you do a QR code, because those are neat and fancy, and that could be on a sign.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know how to do that, but that's okay. I'm sure it's not that difficult.
I think we can figure it out.
It's actually really easy.
Is it? Yeah, well, that could be something we could do as well too. And, and on those resources, you have the sign graphics, the bylaw text. There's a link to the new motor voters, licensing requirements that are coming up in 2026. So those types of things, and then some enforcement contacts as well too.
So that all costs money too, so just need to think about a budget
Yep.
for that.
And that was just you guys have seen this, we updated it a little bit. We'll update it one more time with the latest verbiage as well too from the town meeting. You can do that pretty easily. Have that ready to go.
What is cell service like down there? I thought
If you're on
what do you
AT&T,
think?
it's pretty decent. Verizon, forget about it. It's not so good.
You get a signal in the middle of the lake.
Do you?
Really, but not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not around the houses around the lake,
I switched to AT&T because I was getting anything on Verizon at all.
but through broadband.
Broadband you can, yeah,
Yeah,
sure, if you have
right, if you have
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, okay, but not.
Which is why you have to be a little bit basic with info cards and paper.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Cause even like the QR code may not scan down there, so it could be.
What do the DCR people do? I mean, when they
They
are. the
probably
workers
have a
down
Wi-Fi,
there.
but, or they probably have radios and more, you know, more
Yeah.
tech. They may even have Wi-Fi in their booth.
Yeah.
Or an AT&T phone.
So those were the kind of the three items in the charge that were set out. So I guess, you know, the next question from many of my committee members is what's next? Are we done? Do we keep doing things? Do we, because I know a lot of people have a lot of commitments.
Sure,
They're saying, hey,
Yeah.
we're kind of done. At least I know a
yeah,
handful that are kind of like saying, hey, we're good. So I
yeah,
don't know if it's time to close it out, kind of finish it
Yeah.
out or.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. You know, I think there probably can always be improvements and, more discussion. Obviously, there was, you know, discussion about the bylaw on town meeting floor, and I would expect that, you know, that something might come forth in the future, but, for now, I don't see any reason
Yeah,
to, you know, for the committee to keep meeting.
right.
Yeah.
So.
I
Mark
think
has
we'll
raised his
probably
hand.
meet one more time just to close out
Uh-huh.
minutes, I think,
Yep,
just
Okay.
to, for the last meeting. The,
we have two people.
so I'm more than happy to stay on as a liaison if you guys need me. I mean,
Yeah.
not just,
Yeah, I
We're
think that would
you
be
can,
good.
more than happy to be
Yeah.
the kind of the, keep me on as I go, whatever. I'm happy to be kind of like a point where say, hey, we'd like to talk to
Yeah,
LWA or
that would
just
be great.
anything like that. I'm more than happy to, you know, continue
Mhm.
with that. But I think from a committee perspective, I think we're kind of done with
Phil,
the case.
like-
Why don't we take
Do
a
you
couple
see-
of comments and
Yeah,
then we
sure.
could take a vote. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, one comment about the reference to town beach. You can't call it the town beach. It has to be called Elliott Park. If it's called the town beach, then we have to have E. coli testing every week on it. And so just a minor,
Elliott Park.
Elliott Park, okay.
small
Okay.
point, but it is a fiscal issue.
Okay.
No, thank
Well,
you,
we
Mark.
will not make any reference again to that. The town bench has now been replaced. Fair enough.
Thank you for clarifying that. Jennifer, go ahead.
Hi. Ooh, Judy, put yours on. Oh, woo, we're getting a lot of feedback here at home. Put it on mute, okay? Just put it on mute. Sorry about that. Whoa, okay, here we go. Okay, I'm wondering, we expected your presentation, Matt, to be a little later in the select board meeting, so we showed up just about 5 or 10 minutes late, and I missed the first 3 slides, I guess. Is there a way just to get those? Somehow, I don't mean to take up the select board's time with that, but is there a way for that to get sent to me? And
Judy should have it. I sent it out to the entire committee.
We can
You
put it
got
on
right,
the
Tom?
town website.
And we'll put it up on the
Tom, did you get
website.
it? Okay,
Oh, yeah, the website's a
Yep.
great place.
so it'll go on the voting safety committee website?
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, or I could watch the YouTube video too. We just missed that part. Okay, thanks so much. And thanks for the report, Matt.
Jennifer, I'll send it to Judy one more time, just so you have it at the top of your inbox.
Okay, okay, great, thanks.
No worries.
yeah, I think that would be great if you're willing
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
stay as a
Yeah, to help.
liaison.
Sure.
Get us
So, and I
through the
think we should
signage.
go ahead and, well, why don't you have your last meeting and then at the next select board meeting after your last meeting, we'll do the dissolution of the committee. How would that be? We'll have a
Sure.
vote.
Yeah, we don't want disillusion you.
Dissolve you.
Dissolve you.
I'll set something up in the
Yeah.
next week or so.
Okay,
I think we're just gonna meet for, what'd you say, Tom, a quick forum, just vote on the minutes, is that?
That sounds
Unless
fair.
people choose to add discussion to the minutes.
Yeah,
It can be as simple as a meeting to.
Okay.
The last minutes and then minutes at the very last meeting during that last meeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
excellent, thank you.
Yeah, that sounds
Um,
great.
yeah, great. All right, good. Well, thank you very much for all your work and, if you could get back to us with a.
Yeah, I can shoot you a note,
Yeah, just get back to Haley, just
Mhm.
with the, budget, both on the.
town
Or get-
administrator.
yeah.
website, email,
Town admin.
town, admin, okay, just make sure I know which one is which.
or how many signs and the type of signs, I don't know, should we do the research?
This is
on
gonna
the
be pretty
cost?
easy. I mean, quite honestly, I'll probably just donate it to the town. It's not gonna be, my brother-in-law works at a print shop, so it's-
Oh,
I
okay,
have a little inside lane on this one.
okay, all right,
So I can,
okay,
I'm happy to help
yeah,
if it
all
doesn't
right,
even,
okay,
I
well,
don't-
let's see.
I don't see this going more than like a couple $100s, quite frankly, at least to get started.
Okay,
So it's not like
Alright.
we're talking thousands or.
okay, all right, great, good, well, thank you very much, we appreciate your willingness to,
Yeah. Happy to help.
good,
It's very appreciated.
all right,
Thanks.
excellent.
Thank you, guys. And I'll get on the next, I'll let you know when we have our next.
Yeah,
meeting.
perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, so town meeting recap, longest town meeting in Shutesbury ever. It was Haley's initiation,
It was.
right, of
It was a
course.
good one, yeah, very comprehensive. The attendance was good, the stage really, it toward the
Yeah,
end.
usually if by 5 o'clock, you'd think there might have been 10 people left, but
But
you know,
no, they
people,
all got.
people, yeah, stayed, which was great. And, I mean, I thought things went pretty well, all things considered.
I wanted to express thank you to Haley and to Brennan
Yes,
for having everything prepared
Yeah.
so early
yeah,
and things so well done.
yes,
It hasn't been on our experience, so thank you.
yes.
Very
It's a team effort.
It was,
Yes,
it
a lot of
was,
people.
yeah.
But
No,
to
you
everybody,
guys,
thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Was
no.
it even new moderator, new TA,
I know.
new administrative
I know.
assistant, down to one select board member, and things went smooth.
Mhm.
So that was impressive. So thank you.
Yeah, and if anybody has a way of getting to her, it would be great for Nettie to hear from folks, because she really stepped up and
So-
she was just. You know, I fully expected Donna and Paul to be sitting behind her, like just continually patting on her back, but no, she went. I was like, Nettie, I mean, she was so well prepared and she had studied really hard, and I felt like she, you know, kept her composure and, so, and that was a long time to be standing there, so,
Speaking.
yeah.
And big shoes to fill. for
yes,
all.
very big shoes to fill, so, you know, she did a phenomenal job, so, on the
Longest-
record, right, the longest meeting
Longest
we've ever
and then,
had
and
for
then
her first
smooth and
meeting.
for the record,
Yes.
books all around.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah, no, she did a great job, so many thanks to her. Yeah, I don't, yeah, there's, you know, follow-up stuff, obviously, you know, I'm personally looking forward to being able to do something about this room.
I know.
Yay.
I got a list. I got a-
You have ideas? Oh, we have our building committee chair here, so, great.
I volunteer to paint.
Great, that's wonderful, Frank. Yeah, and if you have ideas about the, you know, like the pipes and, you know, yeah,
And also what the sound over.
yeah,
We run,
yeah,
quiet down.
yeah.
We had it starting.
You know, and you
Yeah.
really get a sense when there's more than a few people talking.
Yeah.
Exactly what that sound, you know, oftentimes if you open a door and have an exit for the sound, it quiets it down, but when there's that many people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
definitely.
No, that's wonderful. And we'll be getting new, so we got this, Gail Huntress wrote this grant for new equipment. So we're getting, new equipment, tech stuff for
Updating,
down
yeah.
here too. It's all gonna be updated. So kind of combining the two will be just great. Yes, so we look forward to engaging with you on that. Yeah, and I'm not sure that there's anything else that's immediate, but you know, the monies will be available July 1, so there's no reason we can't start,
No,
you know,
that's
planning. Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And, yeah, so unanticipated business, we have to Yeah, oh, sure, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Just to be on the record, because I really said, and I think, I know it's true for me, I don't know if I can speak for other people in town, but I think the really right town meeting,
Mhm.
and to name their names. There, for their first one, so soon after coming on, and
Mhm.
that was such a long meeting, that's good. So, I haven't been necessarily at a meeting where they recapped quite this way, despite such a long, full meeting, because really, it was memorable. And
Yeah.
I think it was, it really, drew this out the spirit of a participatory democracy
Yeah.
in a way that, like, you really wanted to.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, thank you.
That's all.
Thanks.
That's a reverb.
We will have to make
Appreciate
notes
that.
about the history of that particular meeting, length and
Yeah,
in our annual report.
yes, definitely, yeah. Okay, so we have the, Board of Registrars meeting, the, letter. So this says, it goes to Penny Kim, who's the chair of the Shutesbury Democratic Town Committee. And it asks Penny to please submit to the Board of Registrars a list of qualified individuals residing in the town of Shutesbury who are enrolled members of the Democratic Party, who may desire to be appointed as an election worker. So this is something that we have to do by statute. Is that correct? No, you just sign that. Okay, so we'll turn it over to you, Haley.
I just have some quick updates. I submitted the grant for the, there's an ADA grant application, so working with the FERCog to get a scope of work. We are applying for almost $10,000 to do a self-evaluation and a transition plan. You know, those will help set the groundwork for future ADA improvements. That could be like construction related, you know, it could help with, you know, say, the elevator or something. So that was something I really wanted to do because I think we need it.
So it
and-
looks at all town buildings.
yeah, it'll assess the town and it'll help the town develop its own comprehensive plan on how to better meet ADA qualifications.
Okay.
An improvement, you know, we could look at things like sound, you know, acoustics. It's all those kind of things.
All right.
So this will get the groundwork and then in the next season, we could apply for like something construction based.
More
If
specific.
we wanted to, yeah. I have, I've given you a copy, assuming there are no other questions about that. It's a pretty small grant, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So one of the things I really want to fast track is getting a cybersecurity. So,
Much
a
appreciated.
colleague from Amherst sent me off to a grant program that the state has. And so now I have gotten in touch with Cyber Trust, which I gave you
Mhm.
their scope of work. So this would be, again, it's under $10,000 grant, but it would be for 30 endpoints. It's
Oh.
gonna get more technical, I think, than I might be able to give you the information on, but it has, you can see in their protection suite package that it's 24/7 monitoring. So you do an inventory of all the software, they have passive and active scanning. So it would give us what we need to be constantly monitoring for any potential risks. And
Thank you.
what they have offered is a 3-year package. There will likely need to be some kind of match. That seems to be the language of the current grant cycle to be more competitive. But I mean, at the total value of it is
Yeah.
quite affordable.
And who does the grant come through? Is it
I
state?
should have written that down. There's, I think it's cybernet. I could pull it up. I should have written that down. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Firewall control,
What did we have the trouble with where we lost a bunch of?
ransom.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
pretty, it's the cyber resilient grant from the state of Massachusetts.
Oh, okay, so cyber resilient grant.
Oh, you're also talking,
Wasn't there something where we lost a bunch of?
there was a ransom attack many years ago.
Yeah.
And then there was lack of backup as
Mhm.
well.
Right,
Yeah,
okay, maybe it was the backup I was saying.
yeah, maybe that was all more recent, the computer wasn't backed up and failed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm still working on the application, but I have this, so that will be pretty easy, and I just need to. I think I have a source that we can use for matching funds, but I just want to confirm it, and then I can
Okay,
apply
great.
for that.
Much appreciated, Haley.
Yeah. That's a biggie.
It is a biggie.
But I was really, I mean, the guy that I spoke to, his name was, I think, Chris. He said that, you know, usually for a small town where we're not dealing with a whole lot of endpoints and we don't have a lot of current existing infrastructure, that does tend to be something that they will fast track. So he seemed pretty confident that once we get it in,
Does,
it's in a really good shape.
does this, and this may not be, this just may be the, can we add to the list to look up a cyber training for each employee to attend?
Yeah, the state has that, yeah,
Okay,
so, and actually that ties in really nicely
Oh,
with the Maya. So I met with our, insurance risk advisor, and, you know, there's some things that we're doing really well. I think overall we were doing really well, but she highlighted that, that there's gonna be some training that we should have all employees and all people, boards and committees. You know, the highway department is doing one on, heat illness, you know, and that's something that the more trainings we do, particularly some, like say, like non-discrimination trainings, if we all have everyone take that, committees, boards, volunteers, employees, it actually helps us get rewards. They have like a reward point system, think like, you know, on a credit card. So you get
Right.
points for the different trainings, and then it helps you get discounts later on with your insurance plan.
And do they? does
Oh, and
the-
look, cyber
does
center.
Yeah,
My,
Meyer offers them.
offers the training?
I already have a calendar ongoing of upcoming ones, and then they will be adding more in the summer, so it can be fully fleshed out, but we can start, definitely. There's a couple that I think, are worth going to.
So are they online? So other than the non-discrimination,
They offer online, they have some in person, and if we wanted to open it up to other communities, we could do an on-site training here. And they would come out. So if there's something that we want to offer that they don't currently, we can request that they do it for us. And she seemed really great to work with. so.
We did one, I don't know if you were on the select board at the time, Rita, I don't think you were. We did might have been, well, it wasn't called anti-discrimination, it was something quite different. But we did it 2 different times, one during the day and one in the evening for boards and committees and town employees, and everyone, it was mandatory to attend.
Mhm.
But this was several years.
but how can we make it mandatory for boards and committees? I mean,
The chairs.
Yeah,
Make it
A lot,
mandatory, yeah.
what,
We can't for the boards and committees, we did it for the employees though.
how can
and that was the
it be-
question that I asked them too. like,
Yeah.
And sometimes like, if you have a 3-person department, how do you send everyone? So they're
That's why. we
They're
split it.
fine with it being like a train the trainer. So even if you can send one person, if that one person walks away being able to tell the other people in the committee, they're happy with it. They just want to see us more engaged on that
Mhm.
front.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then those are also things that can be built into your personnel handbook and all your onboarding. So going forward, it can be a little bit more comprehensive.
You could have a committee do it as part of one of their agendas too.
Mhm.
I think that's how we,
Yeah.
that was part of that discussion, like I said, it was a while ago, but
Because things change all the time.
they do.
And it's just good to have. So there's a couple, like I said, that I have a calendar ongoing. The things that they've asked us to do, I've done ahead of schedule, so we're in good shape with them after that.
So will you get us a, sort of a list then of what,
The training list.
yeah. And it would be great if we could get some things lined up sooner rather than later, like what the trainings are, kind of what the calendar looks like. Yeah, it'd be good to go through this.
Mhm.
So this is a whole risk analysis.
They do that annually with every town, so that's
I've
not
never seen it
atypical.
before.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice to see it.
Yeah, so that's there for you.
Oh, okay, so
Um,
anti-discrimination, harassment, policy development, professional liability training and program development, additional driver training, law enforcement training. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
and stuff like I said, like heat illness awareness, like highway workers. So people who are out working in the sun. Maya
Right.
wants you to take that so that you're not,
Right.
getting hurt out there,
Yeah,
so.
and we, as you said, we could talk to, if we wanted to have somebody on site, then we could potentially
They-
like Leverett
Yeah.
or New Salem.
They
Do you
would
wanna-
want us to just for maximum,
Right,
for
cover it.
training.
Yeah, get as many people.
We can definitely do that. I love setting up trainings like that.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
What about the school? Is the school?
I think the school is
possibility?
separate because they
Okay.
have their own infrastructure for all of that, like
Okay.
the cybersecurity grant that would not cover the school.
They-
Because
Okay.
they have their
they have their
own IT
Okay.
department.
All right. Okay, great.
And my last handout is on the opioid settlement fund, so we may have missed a year or two, but starting this year, we'll be getting 3,700 from 3 out of the 4 companies that were sued. So this is I just pulled together every payment schedule. So over the course of the next, just over 10 years, I think 12 years, it's $42,000.
Wow.
So did we miss because we didn't apply for it or?
We didn't have any of the payment stuff set up. So when I logged into the portal, like you have to upload your tax identification number and your like a W-9, and that wasn't done. So that's done now,
Okay.
and I think the checks have already started to come in for this year, so that's good.
Where does the money go?
You can do a number of different things with it. You can, some people do prevention and training, pretty much a lot of public health related. Some communities do it and they offer, like art as a therapy. So it's pretty vague. It has to be something related to public health, essentially,
Okay,
because of the settlement terms.
right.
But I think there's definitely some good uses here that we could get creative about.
So is this by fiscal year or calendar year?
This is by calendar year. Payments usually come out in July.
Okay. Okay, great. Good. Thank you for finding that.
That's done, and then I promised Jennifer that I would ask you what kind of presentation you're looking for from the stormwater erosion task force. She might be able to weigh in a little bit more on that, but I promised I would do it. They've got the presentation. We submitted the grant today. It's all exciting
Congratulations. Great,
stuff.
good work,
Jennifer.
Jennifer. Yay.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Yeah, good work, Haley. Yeah.
Well, she
When
did
was
most
it?
of
When
it.
was it?
Haley
due?
too.
On the day before it was
Mhm.
due, too. Fantastic.
Early.
Yeah,
We're in the groove.
yeah, you
Yeah.
are.
Our committee met last week and, there are some, we're gonna owe you a report of our recommendations and that's something that is being worked on now. And then there was just the question of, well, we were a task force that also had a charge, kind of like Matt's thing. And then, is it an ongoing role for the task force? Is it some kind of other institutional position in the town to coordinate and follow up? I mean, it may be that you might want to, you'll read our report and, oh, the other thing is, would you like to have a presentation as well as a written report? So we just
Yeah.
wanted to get a kind of a head start on where we're headed as we wind down on our charge.
Do you, and first of all, I think it would be great to have a presentation, and I would say either, I won't be here at the next select board meeting, so, maybe you want to wait until the one after that, if everybody's around, because I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, the
And I won't
the
be,
year.
I'll be out of the country, so I'm not.
She's not zooming in.
Yeah, I'm not zooming in. But, as far as the committee hanging in there, I'm wondering if there's anything in the grant that,
That may need.
yeah, we'll need, right, shepherding
Shepherding or
by the
following.
committee, or if that's something that, you know, Haley, if
I
there's
mean-
any ongoing.
There might be.
I think maybe, I mean, I expect that based on what GZA had submitted, that there will be the need for kind of on the ground input to the GZA process. There's also, you'll see when you get the recommendations, this is the idea of a coordinated maintenance plan with the town and Lake Wilo Association. So then how does that plan get prepared, and then what are the responsibilities for, you know, keeping oversight on that or coordination of that? So what I'm wondering is maybe the job of the task force itself sounds like it's coming to its conclusion, but maybe we'll make some recommendations on what some next steps will be based on, and you'll see our recommendations and you can weigh in on those
Yeah.
as you will, you know.
That
sounds like a good
sounds
idea.
good,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I just don't wanna, if you have a group of people that's sort of willing to follow this through, because my recollection is that this, whatever GCA is gonna be doing, after that, then there comes an application for the kind of build out money, right?
That's right, yeah. Yeah, and it
And-
may be that the task force is a kind of a need-based group, you know, where they get, you know, like they're semi-retired and then they get called back in when it's time, but I guess
Right.
this is something for us to talk about and for us to talk further about with you, but I have the input I need to give back to the group that will do a written report and a presentation at some point in June.
Yeah. And-
Okay. And then the other thing, and it could be in July, depending. The other thing is that, you know, we have FERCog who's got the technical assistance grant to do some public outreach. And we're
Right.
meeting with them in our next and maybe second to the last task force meeting on the 26th of June to kind of talk about what that might look like and what kind of needs there would be and how that would be coordinated too. So maybe I'll just, when I'll just move forward with writing this reporting and preparing some kind of presentation that we can all give to you. Either 2 weeks from now, or then I'll be away again shortly, but maybe it would be in July. We'll see if that's okay.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Okay,
Great.
good. Okay, thank you. And
Yeah,
thanks,
that's
Bailey. Yay. You know,
Well
it's
done.
like we congratulate ourselves, but you know, there's no money yet, but yet we're so happy. It's
We're almost right.
right.
Money.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. Okay, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
And my last thing on my list was to ask you if you would sign a letter saying that Sergeant Pelletier is the temporary officer in charge.
Okay. Good.
Thank you.
And the scheduling with the police officers is going okay?
Seems like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I spoke with Devin today and we're gonna touch base on Thursday and, yeah.
Good.
So. That's all I have.
All fine with select board.
I know, I like.
Longest, no, we have had a select board meeting that was really 10 minutes.
Did you know? But sometimes after town meetings, we haven't had a select board meeting the next Tuesday.
No, we
Yeah.
never had, I don't think
Yeah,
it's ever
yeah,
aligned
the
to that.
timing is-
But,
Yeah.
yeah, but we needed to just like, yeah.
But it was nice to give kudos.
Yes,
It was great.
yeah, yeah. So thank you, everybody for coming, and do I hear a motion to
A
adjourn?
motion to adjourn.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Make Sonia lie.
Carol, I. Yes, thank you. Thanks, Matt.
Thank
Thank you.
Bye, Mark, Jennifer.
Definitely a quick meeting.
Yeah, I know. We like those.
Congratulations.